This is the AlgoX Conviction Desk. It scans the entire options tape every session and ranks the names where smart money is actually positioning, scored, sorted, and updated live. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through every single part of it, top to bottom, so you know exactly what you're looking at. All right. Let's go. So right at the top, the desk scans the 0 to 7 DTE options tape, short dated flow where conviction shows up fastest. Right now, it's the weekend, so the market's closed, but usually there would be a green live dot, meaning the feed is current. Next to it is the last updated time and countdown to the next refresh. The board refreshes through the session on its own, but you can force it with a refresh button up here anytime. 3 quick tools. Refresh pulls the latest. CSV downloads whatever's currently on your screen so you can keep your own log. And this comfortable versus compact toggle just changes the row's density, comfortable to read or compact to fit more names on the screen. All right, now these 4 tiles right here are your instant read on the whole tape. Bullish flow and bearish flow, how many names are leaning each way, firing setups, names that are moving with their flow in real time, and high conviction. How many names scored 60 or above, which is our bar for a genuinely strong setup. One glance and you know if it's a risk on day or a risk off day. Before any single name, check the market tide. This is the SPY net options premium through the session. Calls bought versus puts bought in real dollars. Above the dash line, the tape's paying up for calls, which is bullish. Below the dash line, they're loading puts, which is bearish. As you can see, later in the morning, calls were bought over puts, and then SPY tilted bearish for the rest of the day. Up here, you have your tone, which is bullish or bearish, the net premium number, and then SPY's price. This is your context. If the tide is deep green and a bullish name pops on the board, that's the wind at your back. If the tide's red and you're eyeing a long, you know you're fighting the current. Always start here. Now for the main event, the conviction board, 7 columns. We got the rank, the ticker, the price, and then the big one, the conviction score, 0 to 100, the net flow, which is net premium bought versus sold, the CP, which is call to put ratio, and then the relative volume, which is how unusual today's activity is versus normal. The highest conviction sits at the top, always. Now, let me just read this one off as an example. We got NBIS conviction score 97. That score is not a guess. I'll show you exactly how it's built in a second. We got net flow minus 4.1 million. That's negative 4.1 million net premium bought at the ask. Call to put is about even, relative volume 1.2. And then a golden sweep came in at 3.5 million. That's a name with real aggressive one-sided money behind this put. Okay? Now for the chips. This firing signal means the stock is moving with the flow right now and the setup's live. This crown name means NBIS has the single largest ass-side sweep on the entire board. If it has a new signal, it means it hit the board in the last few minutes. And then this lightning bolt is our divergent flag. Flow and price disagree, which can be an early tell before price catches up. Now, this is my favorite part on the entire board, the entry status. There's 3 states. The end zone means price is still near where the flow is flagged and the entry is valid. If it says extended, the move is already ran in the trade's favor, so you'd be chasing. And then the stale tag means it's aged out or price turned against the flow and the setup has gone cold. It even shows you how long ago it was flagged. No more buying a runner that already ran. Now this golden sweep tag, the 3.5 million, that's a big order bought at the ask, filled aggressively across multiple exchanges at once. It's urgency plus size, okay? That means someone wanted in on this NBIS put now. And it also directly feeds the conviction score. A bigger ass-side sweep lifts the name higher. The biggest one on the whole board gets the crown up top, which we just went over. Now, you can see this most popular contract row right here. For premium members, every name shows the most popular contract, the single most traded near the money 0 to 7 DTE strike on the flow side that you can actually buy for under $5. All right, so for bearish NBIS 190 put July 24th contract. Now, this green plus 0 is gain since alert, and that's how much the exact contract has moved since the board first flagged it. It's the weekend, so the contract is going to show 0. These aren't live stats right now. And then we got the IV rank 93 that lets you check the IV of the contracts. Now you can also make the board work for you. You can search any ticker. Okay. You can filter by direction, bullish, bearish. You can filter by firing only, which means the names that are moving right now, or divergent only, which isolates those flow versus price disagreements. And then you can save names to your watch list so they stick to the top. And then you can sort by 3 ways: by conviction, the default strongest setups first; by flow, which is the biggest dollar; or by newest alert, what just fired. Okay. And then up here, jump to board gives you a drop down which snaps between 4 boards. And that is exactly where we're headed next. First off, what actually makes the conviction score? There's 7 factors, and everyone normalized 0 to 100 and blended into a single number. So we have net premium 25%, momentum 25%, call put ratio 15%, stock relative volume 13%, options relative volume 12%, volume versus OI 10%, and then a golden sweep bonus that's added into the conviction score. 2 things I want you to notice: if a name's price fights its flow, it scores lower. The board rewards agreement. And 2, this is proprietary educational ranking, not a buy signal. It tells you where to look, not what to do. All right, so let's jump over to our swing board. This is board number 2. All right, swing hunts persistent position and not overpriced flow. A slower, higher time frame board, 14 days to 6 months out. It ranks on flow persistence, same direction premium across the last 5 sessions, not just today. 5-day cumulative premium, OI build, positions being held overnight, real conviction, trend alignment with the 20 and 50-day moving averages, inverted IV rank, because when you're buying weeks of premium, cheap volatility wins, and call put skew. Now, the suggested contracts here are the hottest 30 to 60 delta strikes, no lottos, real positioning. So let's go over CBRS just as an example. 5 straight sessions of net call premium, OI building overnight, prices above 1 moving average, and IV is actually cheap. That's a swing profile in 1 row. Moving on down, heading to our gamma squeeze board. This hunts one specific setup. Names were heavy aggressive near the money call buying forces the dealers who sold those calls to buy shares to hedge price up, which forces them to buy more. That is the feedback loop. It's ranked by 1 squeeze score, call skew, ass-side aggression, the call wall stacked just above spot, momentum, and how short dated the gamma is. Fair warning, and we put this right on the board. These are fast and violent both ways. This is a map of pressure, not a recommendation. Moving on down to board 4, this is our Lotto board. This is the spiciest corner, sub 50 cent, 0 to 14 DTE contracts on smaller single names, mostly out of the money with a high chance of expiring worthless, ranked purely by contracts traded. As you can see, SpaceX is ranked number 1 with 178,000 contracts traded. Now, there's a disclaimer on this board. Size these tiny. These are the highest potential return and highest risk on the entire desk. This is not a recommendation. All right, now what's free and what's not? The top names on each board are free to watch. Anyone can see where the strongest flow is. What unlocks in premium is the full board, the most popular contracts on every name with its gain since alert, and the swing, gamma squeeze, and lotto boards in full. Plus, in the Discord, you get the exact entries called live. Now, that's the whole desk. Market tide for context, the conviction board for today's strongest flow, swing for the multi-day positioning, gamma for the squeeze, and lotto for the long shots. Top names are completely free at algoxflow.com/conviction. I will put the link in the description. Start with your 7-day free trial, watch it call the flow live for a week, and decide with your own eyes. Quick reminder, everything here is educational, options carry real risk, and none of it is financial advice. Trade your own plan, and I'll see you guys in the Discord.